Hello, welcome to another episode of Not For The News here on Pitch Football. As always, I'm joined by my esteemed colleagues from the world of football, Curtis Woodhouse and Leon Knight. Before we go any further, I just want to say congratulations, Curtis, on the new job. You're now head of Marsk United. Tell us a little bit about the club and what you're going to be doing going forward.
It's a great club, really ambitious, fantastic chairman. They've had loads of success over the last, 10 years, really, and risen through the leagues. You know what the North East is like. They absolutely love their football up there. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. It's a really vibrant club and something that when the opportunity came up to speak to them, I was really excited about. If you know anything about my history as a football manager, I've had a lot of hard jobs where you're scrimping and scraping and really struggle with no infrastructure whatsoever. So it was great to go to Marsk and speak to them and said, well, we've got this for you, this for you, this for you. I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to have to do like every job at the football club. So excited to get going. And for the first time in my football management career, if this doesn't go right, then there'll be no excuses, so that's all you can ask for as a manager, I suppose. So let's go.
So Curtis, one question, mate. From where you was managing before, where is this club and the last club that you was managing? So
my last job was the Gainsborough Trinity job, and Marsk were in the same league as Gainsborough.
Okay.
So I'm back to where I was, and yeah, looking forward to it. I know the league, know the level.
That's the main thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm up in the North East, so I don't know all the players up there. I wouldn't pretend to, but there's a lot of good ones up there. So yeah, I'm excited to kind of broaden my knowledge as well.
You know the drill. When you eat, we all eat. So I'm guessing me and Knighty are going to be joining the recruitment staff or team in some sort of capacity.
Survey says.
Oh, Christ! I'll be honest. I think Knighty could still do a bit. Yourself, James? Not too sure.
Yeah, that's a real assessment. We're all entitled to our own opinions. Do you know what I mean? What do you reckon, Knighty? Do you fancy putting on the boots for Woodhouse? Do you reckon?
Bruv, we was just talking off camera, off record, and I said that if the pitch was a bit more, it's them young boys now that, Curtis has played flipping, games and all of that and whatever, and it's a struggle to get around, bruv. Listen, honestly, because you ain't, you've got extra weight as well. It's like, it's a task. Do you know what I mean? But when it's a smaller side pitch and you don't really have to run and you just have to pick up one man and this and whatever, and it's a bit more easier. Like I said, last night I was doing a little 7-a-side thing. You get me? I done my thing, but the 11-a-side thing I can't do, bruv.
All jokes aside, Woodhouse has got a lot of power, but I don't think we can make the pitch 7-a-side. I'm going to struggle with this, Woodhouse. No. I don't know if we've got the facilities to change the thing for Knighty. But moving forward. Moving forward, gentlemen, let's talk about our featured games. Firstly, I think it's only right to start on Brighton's win over Chelsea. A lot of pressure for the Brighton squad, I guess, coming against the old gaffer. Chance to show maybe some players that they should have been starting more, etc. Break it down for me, Woodhouse.
Oh, fuck it. Why is Woodhouse going first? Two clubs that I've played for, and Woodhouse is going first.
This is bullshit.
I was going to come on to that, Knighty, before you so egotistically jumped in. All right, let's flip this. Let's go to Leon Knight first. Give us your initial reaction to this, Knighty.
Well, anytime, Curtis will tell you, anytime you're going up against a manager that was at the club and left, and has gone to a bigger club and whatever, the players that, he's left, the club that he's left, they always want to get one over on him. Do you know what I mean? And I think at that point there, I think Brighton was just, a bit more pumped and up for the game than Chelsea. I think Chelsea, might have been looking at like, Brighton and, they've come up through the leagues and, they're just about established in the Premier League and stuff. And they've probably gone down there with a bit of a swagger and whatever. But, the boys down at Brighton, took them apart and was well up for it and showed the gaffer, that you left a decent side there.
You know what, with Brighton remind me so much of like the year when, and I know they're not going to win the league, but the year when Leicester won the league, everyone was like at the beginning of it, oh, Leicester are having a good start to the season. And then all of it, but no one was actually saying Leicester are a good team until we got to Christmas. People were like, oh, wow, Leicester are actually really good. And then they went on and won it. But Brighton are a really, really good team. They've got some very, very good players, Brighton are. Very good. I think they've got a lot of players that are there that are genuine top 6 players. And because they are at Brighton, they get overlooked a little bit. But they're a proper team. And I did feel a bit sorry for Graham Potter because that must have stung. That must have hurt. Stood on that sideline, and the fans were hammering us as well. I thought that was very, very harsh.
But fair.
But Curtis, he just left. I know the opportunity comes in, and it's Chelsea. He's probably going to be on 100 grand a week. At Brighton, he was probably on about 40 or whatever it was. Do you know what I mean? But the jump in wage and the jump in levels and Champions League and this, that, and the other, and he just left. So the fans are going to be pissed.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I get that, but he left them 5th in the league. It's not as if he left them 3rd from bottom. He left them when they were 5th in the league. He should be. I thought he got a better reception than what he did. But it's football, isn't it? The king is dead. Long live the king. It's kind of that thing, isn't it?
100%.
Did you notice the difference?
But Brighton are moving different. Brighton are a team, but Brighton are a proper team. They're well drilled. They've got loads of pace. They can handle the football. Brighton are a good side.
Do you think we'll see more of these Brighton players get big moves? I know it's disrespectful.
1,000,000%.
It's a little bit disrespectful to Brighton, but you know what I'm trying to get at? Will the top 6 be looking at poaching some of these players away from Brighton?
Yeah, who's a midfielder that I keep going on about him?
No.
Yes,
yeah,
mate.
Yeah, he could be gone next year.
I think he could be gone. I think he could be gone in the January transfer window. If I was Newcastle, I'd go and get him. As soon as that window's open, he would be the top of my list. People are talking about Jude Bellingham, obviously a top player, but like 100 million or whatever. Yeah. This guy you could probably get for less than half of that, and I think he's a proper midfielder. Is in the top 3 midfielders I've seen this season in the Premier League. I think he's excellent.
Mm-hmm. Have you noticed a difference in Graham Potter since he was at Brighton to now? He looks like he's had a PR transformation. At some points, I'm struggling to see if it's the same fella. What have you made of the glow up?
He's got his teeth done.
It just stinks like you can see the difference.
Yeah, but this is the difference in when you've obviously he was on great wages at Brighton. Do you know what I mean? Anybody that's on flipping 25, 30, 40, 45, 50 grand a week is just mega money. Yeah. But can you see the difference in saying you've got money and you're living comfortably to absolutely living comfortably and I've got the peas?
Yeah. He's gone from...
Can you see the difference? He's glowing. You can tell his whole face, teeth, hair. It's like he's got a bit more bump in his hair. Everything, bro.
It reminds me of when I was an apprentice at Sheffield United. I went from £42.50 a week and I signed my first deal on £250 a week. Mate, I was glowing.
Listen, mate, I'm telling you.
He reminded me before of a PE teacher. Now he looks more like a Calvin Klein model. It's a remarkable transformation. Remarkable.
Yeah. I like Potter. I just like everything about him. I like the way he is. I love watching his teams play. I'd be really interested to go and watch one of his training sessions because it looks to me like they drift in and out of systems at different parts of the game. I don't know whether that's pre-planned, where they say, for 15 minutes we're going to set up ABC, then from 15 to 25 we're going to go da-da-da-da. I'd really be interested in watching one of his coaching sessions. And I wouldn't say that about a lot of managers and coaches, but I really like him. I think he's a really bright coach. He's a modern day coach, isn't he? Where, he looks the part, he speaks the part, he says all the right things. But yeah, somebody's knocking at my door.
What's that, killer? Put that thing away, will ya?
My Alsatian. Can I go and hit the door?
We'll anticipate the return of Curtis Woodhouse. I think it's only right that we now look at Manchester United's win over West Ham.
Shit, here we go again.
Big result for Manchester United. I quite enjoyed the game, if I'm being honest. Knighty, what's your take on Manchester United's win over West Ham?
Well, you got to beat West Ham, you know. Plain and simple. You got to beat West Ham. They're no world beaters. They ain't really, you know, they've got a few players that make it, you know, have a few good games and whatever. And they say, well, you got to be beating West Ham.
Do you do this for a hobby? Fucking annoy people.
Come on, bro. Flipping out. Like, you have to be beating West Ham.
I thought
that's
West Ham really played well in the second half. They put a lot of pressure on them. They tried to take the game.
Yeah, that's about it, really. Do you know what I mean? West Ham always been a midi side. Do you know what I mean? Even through me growing up and stuff, you know, I don't think they've ever won anything.
He's right, you know.
Since I've been alive, I don't think. Where have they? No.
They won the World Cup, didn't they, in '66? That's their thing, isn't it? we won the World Cup.
Well, this is what I'm trying to say. They ain't won anything. So why are you going, oh, Manchester United beating West Ham and what it's a great result? No, man, beat West Ham. West Ham looks shocking. Man, they're shocking, bro.
Man United, there's a tight game though. I think watching it, I think a draw was probably fair. Man United were hanging on a little bit at the end. You know what? As well, I want to say a big shout out to Harry Maguire. You know, because when you think of, obviously he's a footballer, he goes for 80 million. I get the impression that everybody is desperate for him to make a mistake so they can jump all over him. So to come into that game where he's been out for a while, imagine the pressure that he's feeling. He is only a human being. You know, imagine, because he will know that everyone's going to be on me if I give a penalty away like he did for England or whatever. To come into a high-pressure game like that and perform how he performed, he looked a little bit shaky at times on the ball, like he was a bit nervy, but he made some great blocks and he did what he's there to do and he defended really well. I was so happy for him that United kept a clean sheet and he was back in. I bet he went home that night and I bet he just went, you know, he needed that. I'm happy for him because, you know, he's a great bloke and I think he's gone through a hell of a lot these last couple of years. So I was glad to see him get that moment.
He should have been on the phone to David De Gea saying thank you, to be honest. 2 or 3 of them saves were absolute world class from David De Gea. He gets a lot of stick and a lot of flack, but credit where credit's due. A couple of them saves were top tier. Top tier.
Where do you rate David De Gea? Where do you think he's at?
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
He ain't consistent enough for my liking. I don't think personally. Anyway,
I'm with you. If I'm the Man United manager, I'm probably going to be looking for another keeper. But then, like I said, he made some absolute worldies the other day.
Is it a bit disrespectful he's not included in the Spain 55-man squad?
Nope.
De Gea's not in.
He's not included, no.
Really?
Jesus. How old is he?
It's a good question. I believe him to be about 29. I'm going to check that.
No chance is he 29. He's been at United for about 15 years.
Yeah, no, I don't. He went when he was young, though, didn't he? He came from Spain when he was young. I think he came when he was like 20. I don't think he's 30 yet.
He's 31.
Wow, okay.
There you go. I was going to say, no chance.
Still relatively young for a goalkeeper, though, isn't it?
100%.
Who's the keepers at Spain, then? The Chelsea guy?
Yeah. Kepa's in there. Spain. I think the Atletico Madrid goalie's in there. Let me get them up. So
they don't want him in there.
Yeah. Unai Simon for Atletico Madrid. David Raya from Brentford. You keep David Raya from Brentford?
I'm not being funny. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, that's a disrespect.
Yeah.
But like I said, he's not consistent enough.
Yeah, you know what as well? You know, with goalkeepers, I think as a manager or even as a player, we've all played for them keepers. And you know, once you lose that bit of trust in them,
yeah, it's gone.
It's over. You know, as a player, when you're playing, the keeper just keeps chucking goals in. In the end, you're like, get rid of this guy, get this guy out there. Somebody else in. And I think as a manager, maybe the Spain manager's there with David De Gea. Well, he obviously don't trust him, otherwise he'd be in the squad. 55 man, you know, how many decent goalkeepers is he? Probably not that many, and he's not in there. So, yeah, it tells its own story, doesn't it?
If you're English, okay, and you play in the Premier League, and you're not in that 55-man squad, how pissed off would you be? Would you be questioning your own ability, your own talent?
Yeah, 100%. I'll be absolutely livid.
Unless you're a young player.
Coming up. Yeah. I mean, if you're like Sterling or Declan Rice or Mason Mount or somebody like that in and around that, where you know you're featured and stuff, and then you don't make the 55, you got to look at yourself, mate.
Who's not made it? Like who's the big names that have not made it? I know he's not made it. Rico, from Brentford, who I really like, the left back, Rico Henry.
Yeah,
I like him. I thought he'd have been in. Who else is not in there?
Well, there's only been leaks as to what players are included. It hasn't got the full list out yet.
Oh, right, okay.
We're still speculating, really.
Will Maddison be in, do you think?
It's got to be, isn't he?
If Maddison don't make the 55, bruv, I ain't even supporting England. That's how bad it is. I'm not even supporting England if they don't include Maddison in the 55. I'm not saying he has to start.
Southgate don't want him in, though.
Yeah, but Curtis, come on, bruv. Like, even if you...
I've got him in all day long.
You're a gaffer. Yeah? Even if you don't like somebody personally, if you know they can do the job, yeah, he's going in.
Yeah, 100%. You know, it's 1,000,000%. I think that's why always as manager, you can never really you don't ever want to be too close to the players. You know,
this is what I'm trying to say.
They don't need to like you, just respect you, that's all. But for me, Maddison, forget the 55, he should be on the plane to the World Cup. If we need a goal, we're 1-0 down, he's got a goal in him, he's got a bit of magic, he's got an assist, he's a good dead ball specialist. For me, he has to be on the plane, but he's not going to be.
For me, he's better than Grealish.
What? What the fuck?
It's a big shout. I mean, imagine Maddison in Man City's team. You'd think he'd do more. Yeah, his numbers would probably take the piss out of Jack Grealish's.
Bro, he's better than Grealish. Nobody can't tell me that he ain't better than Grealish. He's in the side now doing a madness and they're scrambling. Yeah, Leicester.
I like him.
Man City are flipping second in the league, yeah, and can do what they want on the pitch. And he still ain't doing what Maddison's doing.
He dragged him off at half-time, didn't he, Pep, the other day? Said it was tactical.
There you go.
Yeah, I won't buy in that at all.
There you go.
Who starts in goal for England?
Safe style.
Ramsdale or Pickford?
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Pickford.
Yeah, I'm an Arsenal fan, but you've got to go with, say, like, he ain't let England down, Pickford. He's been unbelievable in the England jersey. So you can't really, you know, and to have Ramsdale as a backup is flipping magnificent, mate. So
you can argue that Pickford was England's best player in the last major tournament.
This is what I'm coming on to now. Why does Pickford, turn into prime Yashin when he puts an England jersey on? I want to know, man. Why is his form not like this all season? Why is it
well,
him prime Yashin?
Well, he's got Stones, Maguire, White.
But the point being is, it's not the defensive stuff that he's prime Yashin in. It's when he's actually being the goalkeeper making saves, isn't it?
Yeah, but if you look at Everton, yeah, he pulls them out of the depth sometimes, bro. It's just that the club that he's at probably don't get the media coverage and, you know, people on social media talking about. But, bruv, I've seen him play some games. I've seen him play a game this season, and he was unbelievable. Literally unbelievable. He was plucking everything out. I think a couple of games I've watched him this season. I think even a Liverpool game, he was unreal. There was another game he was unreal with. He was just tucking everything out of the air. So,
I actually like Pickford, but do you know what? He for me, he goes in that David De Gea bracket.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
Where you always think there's a mistake there. You know, when you're talking about the great goalkeepers like of my time, you think Peter Schmeichel. Like, the guy just didn't make mistakes. Even David Seaman, you know, how many mistakes did Seaman make in his whole career, where Pickford always makes me feel on edge a little bit. But again, his form for England has been like elite. You could argue, you know, in the World Cup, he was the best goalkeeper in the World Cup and in the Euros. You could argue that.
But sorry,
go on, Knighty.
Curtis, with the goalkeepers of back then and today is a totally different thing. They're doing. For me, they're doing too much.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
With the goalie being the pivot, with players looking to play the goalie all the time.
It's too much.
I say this all the time. Right? The thought in my head now, it puts a shiver down my spine now for the goalkeepers that I played with to be like coming out with it from the back. It makes me feel nervous. I'm just thinking of it now. I'm thinking, oh, this is not good.
Can you imagine Peter Schmeichel doing something like that?
Yeah, mad. Do you know what? Though? Yeah, the technical level now. I think, you know, since I started playing the game in 1997 to now, the football's changed completely, but nothing has changed more than the position of the goalkeeper. Nothing. Yeah. Even fullbacks now are on a completely different wavelength, but goalkeeper has changed so much.
Interesting.
None of the goalkeepers I played with would ever be able to play in this era.
Without a doubt, I think the goalkeeper, the evolution of the goalkeeper, has been a big deal. It has.
Have you seen the Man City goalkeeper?
Ridiculous. What about that ball for Haaland the other week?
This is what I'm trying to say.
I've ever seen.
Bruv, he's pinging balls 80 yards.
He actually played centre mid till he was 17.
Mate, if he's in my era, he's playing behind the front too.
He's a player.
He's unreal, bro.
All right.
Like, you can give it to him and then start building, like, literally. Or the front man, like Haaland, has to make 2 runs short to go long, and he's in. He's just in, bro.
Yeah.
And with how defenders are today as well, you're in. You're just in. The defender's about 15 yards behind you. You've got time to pick your spot. And you're just in.
You know what?
Crazy.
I was thinking the other day about my YouTube channel. The Gloves Are Off with Curtis Woodhouse. Take a look at it. I was thinking the other day of doing a video about Erling Haaland, and is he that good, or does he show up how bad defenders are these days, or are we somewhere in the middle? Because he's a straight killer. You know, he's big, he's powerful, he's strong, but there's loads of them back in the day, and they weren't doing what he's doing. Is he that good, or has defending become that bad?
What are you legally allowed to do in defending? Has big change in that. So when you look at the players of your era, the physicality, what they got away with was a lot more. Lot more. I was talking to someone about this. Look at Diego Maradona's achievements in a different light compared to Messi's, because of the physicality, because the pitches weren't carpet. It's a big deal. Do you remember pitches in the 90s and 2000s, or maybe 80s and 90s? They're not the pitches these boys are playing on now, are they? Let's be brutally honest.
No chance.
That's why there's no playing out from the back in our day, because you're doing it on a cow field.
100%. 100%. So when we're gauging...
It does, you're right.
What would Maradona do? What would Maradona do in that Barcelona team on the carpet?
Mate, it just makes you look at Maradona now and think, wow, how good must he have been? And even R9.
Yeah.
look at the pitches he was on. What would he do now in this era?
And then you've got the argument, with the quality of pitches, would he have suffered as many injuries?
Yeah.
Like, that's why I think players are having more longevity in their careers as well. The physicality's been
not just because of pitches, bruv. You can't tackle.
Yeah, that's
simple. It's not like the tackle has to be. Oh, I've nicked the ball. You can't literally go through a player, win the ball, lift up the player off the floor, get up and go and play the ball again. First and foremost, the crowd's going crazy.
That dirty little bastard.
Then the player who got munched in, they're going crazy. And it's a great challenge. Yeah? You're still getting either booked, you're definitely getting a flipping free kick against you. You're maybe getting booked and potentially getting sent off.
We're seeing this year there is a pullback on physicality. They know
there's a pull.
The FA and the refs, I'm guessing, have realised that it's more exciting for players to be engaging in the tackles and have these moments that we haven't had, because it's been, my opinion, it's been too safe for the last 5 seasons in terms of.
Curtis can't play in this era.
No way.
No chance. No way on earth.
Curtis,
his whole game was like
Woodhouse.
Yeah, just rattling in with people, like winning the ball, and you know what I mean. Like, you can't even really like hustle someone no more. Like get around him and stuff. Free kick, referee's blowing the whistle straight away. Like you said, yeah, cool, no problem. They've let it go a little piece and whatever and whatnot, but it still ain't enough, bruv. And I've never won for. I played up front and I was like the one that was always getting kicked down. I'm never one for like, oh, they should let it ride and blah blah blah, and man, they should let them get kicked and nothing like that. But like Curtis is saying, going back, Haaland, is he that good? I had the same conversation with my cousin the other day, and he said, bruv, if I'm playing at the back, he's not scoring. Because man, I'm defending. Nah, man, I don't care. Like, I know he's a monster and he gets in front of goal and he scores his goals and this, that, and the other. But I've said this also. Apart from that, I'm not really having his game.
His game's basic, isn't it? But he's very, very, he's elite at what he does. His runs, he's that quick. If he gets a yard on you, you're done.
And his finishing is very good.
Have we overcomplicated the role of the striker in the past that we think Haaland's not doing enough? Okay. Do you want your striker? Do you need your striker to be so involved in play? Or do you want him in the box tucking?
Well, I think in our day, not all I remember, but a big chunk of the week would be getting it into your 2 front men. It's 4-4-2, the movement between the 9 and the 10, and that's what you did, and you did it over and over again. So they were involved in the game all the time, and strikers are not really like that anymore. They haven't really got a partner anymore. So many teams play with one focal point.
I'm so lonely.
The roles change, same as we're talking about the goalkeeper. The role of the centre forward, again, has changed. I don't think I've ever played in a team. I haven't. I've never played in a professional team that hasn't had 2 strikers playing. They've been 4-4-2 or 3-5-2. I've never played 4-5-1.
Yeah.
Never.
No. Yeah, that's insane.
Big man, little man. That was it.
I do miss the big man, little man days.
Yeah, best combo ever.
All right. Now, lads, we've seen Paul Pogba. He's injured. He will not be taking any part in the World Cup. He won't be in the
He wasn't going anyway, James.
He's right,
Regardless of that, that's not what I'm getting into. Should we now look at the amount of players that have been injured in the build-up to this World Cup, the fact that they're going to be playing games so late before they go and join up with the squad. Now, end of a normal season, you guys will know there'll be at least, I'd say, 18 to 25 days before they're needed to go out and meet up with the squad and get ready for the World Cup. Having not got that break this time, little niggles, little knocks, something that would be innocuous on a normal build-up to a World Cup end of the season, these can keep players out of the tournaments now. Is it right? Is it fair that we're not getting to get a chance to see the best showcase themselves because of the fixture schedule and the need to put the World Cup where it is. What are your thoughts on it? I'm going to go straight to Knighty on this one.
I just think everyone is a bit soft nowadays.
Y'all are bitches.
To be honest, do you know what I mean? I just think people are a bit soft and a bit like these injuries that everybody's always getting. Like we're in an era that flipping you got in oxygen tank chambers to flipping, revitalize your fucking system and this, that, and the other. And every knock you see a player take, like there's Chilwell the other day, there's flipping James, there's Pogba, there's like Rooney had his metatarsal broke or fractured and still wanted to play. But they said, nah, fuck this, you got to come off. These men are getting little knocks here. I have to see a break. Or some sort of evidence where ligaments has gone. Yeah? Because this, I ain't having this, bruv. Like, no, he can't be. Like, so is this what's going on? Is it this soft out here? Curtis, how many times you play with an injury?
Every week, some degree.
I'm trying to say. This is what I'm trying to say. And some of these players have got little niggles and whatever, like, and they're just out. And I'm just thinking to myself.
I think it's a society thing. I really do. I had this conversation yesterday with Adrian, the big heavyweight that I train.
Yeah.
He was ill last week. I said, mate, you're always ill.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I'm 42. I think I've been ill twice in my whole life. I'm like, you're ill every week. What's wrong with you? Crazy.
I'm telling you, mate, it's really soft society right now that we live in all walks of the field, mate. And football is one of them.
They must be injured though to miss the World Cup. It's got to be legit, hasn't it?
All right, let's put it into this way then, okay? So you've got a game on Saturday, big game. Next week's games, I think they're the Carabao Cup, and then you've got some big league games before it ends. Just had Champions League yesterday. You need to win these games for your club. You need to be playing. In the back of your mind, are you thinking, one reckless tackle, I'm out of the World Cup?
I'm in danger.
They don't tackle. Half of these players are lunging in to do certain things, like the Man United centre-back the other day. They're lunging in to do certain things. They misjudge it, and then all of a sudden, they've done their knee, they've done their ankle. Like, they just do. It's not tackles hardly any of these things.
But Knighty, we saw Varane go off crying.
That's his business. I don't give a shit about
playing the World Cup though, Knighty.
Whatever, bruv.
At the end of the season, he would have had 3 weeks to recoup.
He looks like his legs look like he's fucking done anyway, bruv. So whatever, innit? I don't care about him. To be fair, I really don't care about him. I don't care about none of them. They're just soft, bruv. I don't care. They're soft.
I do.
Either that.
It's wrong. We're not getting the best players at the World Cup.
Yeah, well, no.
But you can have that argument every World Cup when it's at the end of the season. Some players have gone into the World Cup having played 60, 70 games. At least now they're going relatively fresh, I suppose. No one's going into World
games?
Cup. Pardon?
What would it be? 15 games? 16 games?
Yeah, 20 at tops if they've been in all the cups.
There you go.
I'm guessing it's like a live experiment. We'll see the impact of this when they come back.
Yeah.
If players come back and they're...
The season's going to be interesting, isn't it, after the World Cup? Yeah. Because there's always something happens in the World Cup. There'll be someone that misses some penalties. How's that going to affect them? How's that going to affect the team? There'll be players that win the World Cup. They'll probably be partying hard for the rest of the season. You
would not. If I won the World Cup, you are not seeing me back at club football after that. I am out of here, cuz. My phone won't be on. Nothing.
Yeah, you win the World Cup Sunday, and the gaffer's like, "Yeah, see you Wednesday." Like, yeah, good one, mate.
No chance. I am not getting in. And another thing, Saka as well, bruv. Every touch this guy gets, he's down, he's rubbing himself, he's doing this, and I'm thinking to myself, brother, come on, man. You're meant to be African as well. This fufu and rice thing. And you every touch you're getting, you're down. You're out. He might miss the World Cup as well, they're saying, isn't it?
Now, I want to speak a little bit about Dele Alli. Okay? Besiktas manager.
Why? Wait, first and foremost.
Because I want to. I want to speak about him. Okay? I can't remember a player.
You're breaking up. You're breaking up, bruv. You're breaking up.
I can't remember a player deteriorating so much in such a short space of time. What's going on?
All right, your internet's a bit frazzled, you know.
Now, one player that won't be going to the World Cup is Dele Alli. Love him or loathe him, I can't remember a footballer deteriorating so quickly, okay? From the hype and promise around him to where he is now. Okay, Besiktas manager Saul Gunes has come out and said Dele Alli is well below the standard he expects of one of his players. Now, he's gone from being potentially an England future wonder kid, someone that we thought would develop into a top-tier player. Now, if you ever look at Dele Alli, Knighty, from the season before Mourinho, Alex Ferguson was saying he's going to be one of the best players in the world. There's all that hype around him. So where he is now is quite a drop-off. It is quite a drop-off.
It's not a drop-off for me. I didn't rate him not one bit. So
interesting.
Do you know what I mean? I did not rate him. I'm not saying he.
Did you always think his career would go like this then?
No, obviously you don't. I wasn't looking at his career to do anything, but I weren't looking for him to do anything. Like personally, like him to be getting any accolades and like when did anybody say he was going to be the next world beater and stuff like that? Bro, what the hell was he doing?
Let me see if I can get some quotes up.
I think he had a couple of seasons, didn't he? When at Tottenham, he was good and he was hitting numbers. He was getting 15, 16 goals, assists. He was running off Kane. You know, I thought we had a player, definitely. I felt like he's more of a runner than a technical type player. But James is right. The drop-off has been astronomical. Ridiculous, really. But
Alex Ferguson told Mourinho to go out and sign Dele Alli. He's the key part of the recruitment. There's a lot of other stuff here, people tipping.
Yeah, Alex Ferguson. He spun him there, didn't he? Hey, showed him a dud.
Fool me once. Shame on you.
Yeah, what I'm saying. Showed him an absolute dud.
Yeah, I'm a bit baffled by it. We've all seen the clip of Mourinho telling him, I was 20 yesterday, I'm 56 today. It goes like that. Okay.
Well, I will tell you that I remember when I was 21 and I'm 40 now. So that when I saw that little documentary, what was it called again?
It was a Tottenham thing. I think it was.
Yeah.
I struggle to remember the name. I've watched it.
But anyway, when I watched that and I seen him and I seen Mourinho talking, you could see in Dele Alli's face that he wasn't taking it that serious. You could see that he weren't really respecting what Mourinho was saying. Yeah. Now, if you're not respecting what a guy like Mourinho is saying, then you deserve to be where you're at. You're at Besiktas or whatever you call them now. Yeah. Who are nobody. No one chats about them. They're just anything. Yeah. I'm not saying they're not a big club up where they are and this, that, and the other. But in terms of European football, they're nobodies. Yeah. And you was at Tottenham and Tottenham Champions League finals and blah, blah, blah. And always spoke about being, you know, coming up and this, that, and that, even though you ain't never won nothing. Yeah. In 100 years. By the Carabao Cup or whatever you call it in 2008. Yeah. Anyway, right. If you're not listening to a honcho like flipping Mourinho, who's come from Bobby Robson at Barcelona, who went to Porto and won the flipping Champions League, who went to Inter, Real Madrid, if you're not listening to him and the array of players that he has managed, and he's trying to tell you something, and you're there smirking and doing all that, then what do you expect?
What's your take on it, Curtis?
Yeah, I think he's right. And I think, you know, the saying the youth is wasted on the young. I think Dele's probably going to look back when it's all over and kick himself a little bit. And it's sad, really, to see a player with everything, and it looked like he was going to be the guy to sat on Besiktas's bench, and every manager now that's managing is saying the same type of thing. Looks like his attitude and application is close to zero. So that's something only he can change. But I do think that genuinely now he's done. I think his career's over. I think his next step would probably be America, and he can just chill and do whatever he wants over there. And it is what it is. And he's not reached the heights that everybody thought. But on the flip side of that, football's not for everybody, you know. It's not for everybody. You know, playing at the high level and the high pressures of it all, it's not for everybody. So maybe we're saying, oh, Dele should have done this, should have done that. He might just be happy with what he's doing, you know, and he might be happy with over in America and chilling. And it's not for everybody. We don't know the real story, do we? Don't know how he feels.
All I know is when you start painting your nails and dyeing your hair different colours and stuff, your mind is not on football. Simple. You're playing on a pitch and you got your nails painted. Right? Come on, bro.
But, you know, you look at Dele when he first came onto the scene. So he was high energy. He was running, sprinting. Yeah. He was playing like he was poor, you know. And now he plays like what he is. A very, very rich young man. That desire and hunger seems to have lost him. And, yeah, it's sad. But what can you do?
Oh, Christ!
You can't do it for him.
How old is he?
26?
Yeah, I'd have him about 26, 27. Let's have a quick look.
No chance is he 26.
He's 26. He's 26.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He's now, he can't get in the Besiktas team.
Oh, my God. He's 26.
Yeah. Now you know what we're speaking about him.
No, I still don't get me twisted.
Well,
he's still
fell off, isn't he? It's interesting. I want to know the reasons why you believe
you lot are talking about Dele Alli like he is some Iniesta when Iniesta was coming through, like he was Fabregas when Fabregas was coming through. This brother was mediocre, running up and down, and you know they got a world-class striker in Kane. Yeah, he's running off Kane
at 1920.
No, I don't care. At 1920. Iniesta and Fabregas was doing a madness.
Yeah, I can't compare him to them. But
why not?
Meant to be on paper, he should be at this World Cup. If you would have put a bet on him at 1920, he would have been in the squad.
No, I wouldn't have. No, I wouldn't have.
He's going to end up with David Beckham into Miami. Him chilling, Miami Beach, living the dream. That's where he's going. But I agree. I think he should have been an attacking goal-scoring midfielder that done a hell of a lot more. But who are we to tell him anything? Look what he's done already.
I know.
He's done bits, hasn't he?
And at the end of the day, it's about your bank balance, isn't it?
Is his fact.
Yeah.
And that's what he's looking at, probably. Like, do you know what I mean? You see him in interviews, it's like he don't care. No,
yeah.
I wouldn't say he don't care, but I like, you know, his life is blessed.
Yeah,
like,
you know what?
He's
for me, he looks like someone who's completed what he came to do.
Right, there you go. That's
completed it. He's 26, completed it. You know, you look at other players like Steven Gerrard and then ones with a desire. Gerrard looks like he came into the game to be great, to do greatness.
Yeah.
Dele don't give me that vibe.
Yeah.
Okay. There has been some campaigns for Wales to change their name to Cymru.
Poppity ping.
The original name of Wales, did some research on it, was obviously Cymru. What are your thoughts on that?
Great research, mate.
Yeah, I was asking you to get me to explain it a little bit, but you didn't.
Great stuff, mate.
So basically, okay, as I've researched, the original Made me laugh. Now, the original Welsh, or the Welsh people as we know today, are the original British people, okay? They were indigenous to this island. So when the Anglo-Saxons came over, okay, they pushed these people from England to the hills of what we know as Wales, okay? Now, taking you on a little bit of a history journey here. Stay with me, Knighty. So their original name, obviously, was Cymru. That's the name that the people were called. Now, the name Wales is an Anglo-Saxon word, which translates to foreigner. So they were then known as foreigners within the land that they were indigenous to. So they would like to, there's a appeal on a campaign for them to go back to their original name as Cymru. Now, I wanted you to pass comment before I gave you this information. That was the point of it, because then I could judge it on your having the information, what you thought. But we won't go into that just now. That's the history lesson complete. What are your thoughts on it?
I like it. Yeah, I like it. You know, if that's what they're going to be known by, then yeah, good luck to them.
I like that attitude. Go on, Knighty, hit me with it.
No, same, mate. Same. Like, you know, if they're not being forced to change their name and they actually want to change their name, and, you know, why not? Like, do you know what I mean? And I like the Welsh people. They've always been cool with me, and you know what I mean? So whatever they want, mate, just give it to them. Like, if that's what they want.
You know, like when you see the Irish, the Scottish, and the Welsh, they've got like a different passion to the English, aren't they? They're like on it, aren't they? You know what I mean? We all love our countries, but they love their country a little bit more than we love ours.
They're fully on it.
Well, I think it goes hand in hand with a massive sort of rise in people speaking Welsh. The Welsh language has obviously had a massive part in these people's lives, and it's becoming more widespread within their country.
Yeah, schools.
English was the language of the e-commerce and finance, so it sort of overtook the natural Welsh dialect, which I think is making a huge comeback now. So
yeah, good for them. I like it. I think everybody should have pride in their country, pride in their history. Yep. Everybody. So I'm all about it. So yeah,
I'm for it. I'm for
the Welsh. Let's go.
See, I wanted to get your opinions before I gave you these facts. I wanted to see how facts changed it, but we won't get into that a little bit.
Yeah, you don't need to justify your utter nonsense from a bit ago, mate.
Yeah. You see, you didn't think I researched it, did you? You didn't think I knew what I was talking about. I've got to say, it's been a great pleasure to have you both here. If you are watching this on our YouTube channel, thank you very much. We do enjoy your company. Make sure you download our free app at Pitch Football. We've got giveaways, competitions, tickets, fan stuff, shows, content, all kinds of things. And before we go, I just want to challenge Knighty, actually. I hear you're a bit of a bad man when it comes to FIFA, Knighty. So I'm going to put it on the show now. I want to challenge Knighty, okay, to a game of FIFA. I want it recorded and filmed. I want his reactions. I want to see if he's man enough to take up my challenge. What are you saying,
okay.
Knighty?
Yeah, I'll play you. So minor.
To put it on your toes like that, yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
I see what you James.
I had to bring it to him.
That's a listen. I'll tell you the God's honest truth. I'm not really a FIFA man. I'm more of a Call of Duty man. But I will play FIFA.
I don't want no excuses. I don't want you moaning.
No, there ain't an excuse. There's no excuse. I'll play FIFA. That's calm.
All right, cool. Well,
that's very calm.
We're gonna see if we can get a clip of that or get the actual game for the show. I'm quite excited.
Yeah, just send me a name tag, bro. I'm nice. Come, let's do this.
Let's get it.
I'd join in with you on that one, boys. But I'm actually a fully grown adult, so I'll leave you lads to it.
At 5'6", mate, I'd only say you're fully grown, lad.
Hello.
Jesus. Who is the tallest out of you two?
Me.
Curtis.
Serious. What about
I'm not taller than a lot of people, but I'm taller than 90.
No, bro, I'm 5'6", you know.
Taller than
You're not
1 inch.
I'm 5'6", bro. You lot are trying to diss him. You see this talk here. Right, you're not 5'6".
I Wikipedia'd you, and it said 5'2".
He's 5'6".
Yeah, because anybody can edit the flipping Wikipedia. One man put me at 4'7" one time. I was livid.
Oh.
Hey, he screenshotted the thing. Everyone was having a go at me for some reason, yeah. And he screenshotted the thing, and he said, you're only 4'7". You got so much fucking attitude. I was like, fucking no. You man are really going to... Like, what is it with these people and being small? Like, anytime anything goes on, oh, look, little 5'5", 5'5". I'm like, bro, like, what? Why are you attacking my height?
It's human nature, isn't it? It's human nature to go after that. These people will go after one trait. So if you were slightly overweight, that's what they'll be giving you about. It's just that's
but if I go after their bank balance, everybody's gonna be chatting shit. Oh well, I couldn't help how I came out, and my dad's small, my mum's small. I'm gonna come out small. But you can change the bank balance, and you ain't. I did. So therefore, this is what I'm trying to say. Do you get the logic, though? It's a bit of banter, but come on.
Strangely, bizarrely enough, I get his logic. I don't know if I've spent too much time with him, but his reasoning and logic, it kind of resonates with me at times.